Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Cinema and BS, your destination for all things cinema. I am your host, RTX Lex, the Game Whisperer, and I'm joined by the Almighty himself, Trav.
What up? What up? What up, guys?
What's up? What's up? Oh man, today's gonna be a good one. On today's show, we will discuss our thoughts on that Justice League final trailer. We give our thoughts and review on the little things. And we give our recommendations for movie of the week. So without further ado, let's get to it. Action.
Woo!
All right.
Baby.
All right. Episode 2. Well, episode 1. I think it's episode 1. Because I think the last one was a Godzilla.
The trailer breakdown.
Yeah, was a breakdown. That was a little separate thing. And we'll be doing some of those eventually. Down the line, the trailers that are coming up. We got a lot of movies coming up, so we definitely need to start doing that.
So much.
One of them being the Justice League trailer. So, Trav, did you watch this trailer?
Did I? Did I?
Yeah, this came out last week, I believe. It's the final trailer for the Justice League Snyder Cut, and as you can see here, what were your thoughts, man? I'm gonna get your thoughts because I've been on this Snyder Cut train. I know a lot of you probably haven't, or some of you have, but the original Justice League movie, you guys know how I felt about that. I mean, I've said it on the podcast on PS and BS. Check that out too if you want your gaming fix. I didn't like it. We've been surrounded by these incredible Marvel movies.
Right, spoiled.
We've been spoiled, with Endgame and Infinity War. And even the Avengers, Ultron and, the Avengers movie. And all of a sudden we get a Justice League movie. And I'm like, oh, this is quick. We got our Man of Steel movie, and that pretty much was the one that set up Superman's universe. And then we got the Batman versus Superman, which set up the Justice League movie. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot, and everybody can follow that Marvel.
It took the fast track to their movie.
Yeah. Not everybody can follow that Marvel formula. Everybody has their own formula, whatever works. And unfortunately, for me at least, it didn't work this time. And you guys already know what we've said about the Snyder Cut. So here we are, the final trailer.
Whoa! You're saying everybody knows. There's some people that don't know. They're not familiar with PSBS, so they might want to know what's your take.
Man, this is okay. I didn't like the movie. Right. I had so many expectations with this movie. There were several stories of behind the scenes stuff that was going on, obviously.
Right.
Zack Snyder had a loss in the family. And it caused him to leave production. And Josh Whedon kind of stepped in, the heads at Marvel. I mean, at WB. Sorry, I'm saying Marvel. At WB kind of stepped in and, did their cuts. And Whedon kind of did what he could with what he had and his vision. And the movie, even when I saw the movie originally, it looked like two different movies. Because the beginning, if you guys haven't seen this movie, but the beginning was very, 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 very dark. Right. And then like halfway through the movie, it just changed. And I noticed it, like when I saw it in theaters, I wasn't too involved in what was going on behind the scenes yet. Because I was so excited to actually have a Justice League movie.
Right.
And when I saw it, I was like, yeah, something's off here. Something is off. So then later I did my research. I read about it. And there was a lot going on behind the scenes with production. And Henry Cavill was filming one of the big stories with Henry Cavill was filming Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise.
Right.
During this. And it was when you hear about it on paper, it's like, okay, he finished doing his parts with Zack Snyder.
Right.
And when they needed to do reshoots based on Josh Whedon's version. And at the time he was under contract, Mission Impossible, he's doing his thing. He's moving on.
Right.
And he had a mustache on and he had a clause in his contract that he could not shave it. Not his fault. Again, he moved on. He did his role.
Right.
He moved on. He was on his other movie with Tom Cruise, which the Mission Impossible movie is amazing.
Right.
I forgot the subtitle for that movie right now, but it's amazing. It's amazing. Go check it out. I noticed in the Justice League movie, he looked weird. He just looked off.
Right.
And that, Henry Cavill, I mean, he has a very recognizable face and figure. And when you see something that's off in somebody like that's in front of the camera so much, you kind of know. So that kind of ruined a little bit of the experience for me. Or my wife even noticed. She's like, "Oh, he looks weird.
Right.
He doesn't look as hot." So yeah. So so that was kind of like the whole thing. So here we are.
Fast forward. We finally got a Snyder Cut version of the Justice League, which is the director's cut.
The director's cut, and this is a prime example of when we, the people, get together and we kind of make our voices heard. It doesn't always work out like this. Let me say, this is a little bit unprecedented. This is unprecedented.
Right.
Let me just say that.
It's never happened before.
It's never happened. I mean, sure, we've had our dabbles in Mass Effect when they changed the ending and added more things, and then Sonic kind of had, but Sonic didn't come out yet, right? So it was weak. The fans saved that movie, right? And Sonic is amazing. I love that movie.
Same.
First and foremost, that is a Jim Carrey movie. Let me just get that out of the way.
It's a Jim, man.
It's a Jim Carrey movie. So yeah, this is a good example of how social media can be a good thing.
Right.
A good thing. Unlike some other stories we've been hearing that aren't so good. Yeah. But now I want to ask you, Trav, now that we got that out of the way.
Yeah, we're out.
What do you think of the trailer? Because you haven't seen the movie, correct?
Right. I haven't seen the movie. Okay. I was going to see the movie once I got the HBO, or wasn't it on something else before HBO Max?
I think it was on regular HBO.
Yeah. I had like HBO Go or something like that.
Yeah, it might have been.
It was on there, and I was gonna watch it, but then you were telling me that your opinions of the movie, like it wasn't really a good watch, so it just stayed on my back burner. Mm-hmm. Then the Snyder Cut, started being announced, and you pretty much hyped it up and explained how that went down behind the scenes and why this is such, it's going to be a good move for that movie. And I feel like, why even watch the original take, when I could just go in there with fresh eyes, fresh mind, fresh eyes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, cool. Now I'm seeing this trailer and I'm like, this is different. This is not like Marvel. This is like polar opposite. Marvel trailers are bright. Colors are popping off the screen. These are,
jokes are everywhere.
Right. It's like Instagram in a trailer,
Yeah, basically, yeah.
This is more dark, more up my alley, like that Dark Knight. This is serious business going on over here. And that's what I always liked about DC. Every time I've seen a DC like from the Dark Knight series and so forth, so I've always put that to
Watchmen.
Right, Watchmen. I always like that realm. So seeing this trailer, I'm hyped. And then on top of it, they're saying what this movie's supposed to be, 4 hours long or something like that?
Just about
4 hours long.
That's how much.
Holy shit!
Well, originally back way back when they were casting and it was announced, it was supposed to be a 2-part film.
Oh,
it was supposed to be Justice League Part 1 and Justice League Part 2.
Makes sense, because this was
way early in production. They already but based off when Batman versus Superman came out, and I could say that movie's more mixed. It's definitely Batman versus Superman is better than the original Justice League movie that we saw in theaters.
Right,
that's my opinion. I liked it way better. It wasn't, to me, it was unnecessary, but I get it. But based off how that movie performed and things that were happening. And again, and let me say this, like I'm a big DC guy and I love Marvel just as much. I grew up a lot on DC and I still collect comic books and I still read them digitally and all that stuff. And I have to say that Marvel from the get-go, Marvel has set the standard for casting, story, and how they present these movies to you.
Right.
And when I saw DC kind of take their approach, again, everybody's going to take a different approach.
Right.
It bugged me, and the one thing you rarely or never hear, correct me if I'm wrong, is you don't hear those troubled things going on behind the scenes in a Marvel movie. It's usually everybody's having fun, everybody's kind of in it, everybody's enjoying themselves, and you get all these surprise cameos and post-credit scenes, and they go on the Tonight Show, and they go on what's this kid's Fallon, and all these shows, man, and they're having a great time, and ScarJo and everybody's having a great time. And then you look at the DC since they've been going on, and it's just been so quiet. And you hear rumors of, as soon as Ben Affleck was confirmed for the film, then he wanted out. Then he was going to come back and he was going to direct. And then when he did it, he was unhappy. You know, he was going through a tough time in his life, granted.
Right.
But then you hear this person wanted out, and now Henry Cavill's in or Henry Cavill's out, and it's just all this uncertainty. Right. And in my opinion, it ruins the whole. What if this movie comes out? Here's an example. What if this Justice League movie, the Snyder Cut, comes out on HBO and it's amazing? It hits, blows people away. People love it. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, this is amazing! Thank God we got this." But guess what? No, barely any of those people are coming back.
Right.
No, we know of. Nobody's confirmed. Ben Affleck is probably out because they're doing another Batman movie. Right. They're confusing the crap out of us. If Jared Leto nails this role as Joker, because remember, it's a different director.
Right.
It's a different director. It's not the Suicide Squad director. But, you know, what if he nails this role as a Joker? We have another Joker.
Right.
Then you have, you know, Wonder Woman, who did poorly in 1984. Right. You know, you got that on the heel. You know, who knows if Shazam's even in this movie? You know, you got all these Batmans, all these Jokers. There might be somebody else playing Superman. Like, all these other things are distracting from an otherwise good franchise. I mean, you got some of the most popular characters of all time. You got Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. You ask yourself, what can possibly go wrong? And we're seeing it. Right. We're seeing it. Wonder Woman 1 was great. 84 was whatever. The Dark Knight trilogy was amazing, and Batman vs Superman was good introduction to me to Batman. I like Ben Affleck as Batman. Unfortunately, is he gonna stay? Is he gonna go? We don't know. But you didn't hear that with Marvel. With Marvel, RDJ was like, I'm in.
Right, they're locked in.
Mark Ruffalo. I mean, they had issues with the Hulk prior, but they always wanted to recast the Hulk. Right, they fixed it. They fixed it. You know, they cast their Ant-Man. They cast, you know, Wanda. Spider-Man. They cast Vision, Spider-Man. I mean, they're just boom, 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 hitting everything. And all these people are coming back. And that's what makes Marvel, one of the many things that makes Marvel so special. Thor, the familiarity of these characters. They made a freaking tree and a talking raccoon work and sell. Right. That's crazy. On paper, it's like, are you kidding me? It's a kid's movie. No,
honestly, I never heard of
Guardians of the Galaxy?
Guardians of the Galaxy before the movies. And when I saw it, I was like, I'm not watching this. And some odd reason, I went and saw this. And I'm like, holy shit.
James Gunn.
I had to watch that movie 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, it was amazing. Kevin Feige is the man overseeing Marvel. He's the man. Everything you're seeing right now, he's the guy. Okay. For DC, it's Jeff Jones. And some other people, and they're going back and forth. And again, they're having issues. But anyways, I love this trailer. It showed me, having watched this movie twice. The first time I saw it in theaters, you know, I remember leaving the theater and I go, man, it's just something's wrong. Seeing this trailer, I'm seeing a lot of things that weren't in the original film already. Okay. Already, like a lot of scenes. Okay. Kind of like, you know how in some Marvel movies they do the fake out, which is brilliant. They give you these scenes. Like, oh yeah. And then that's all B-roll, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? What you actually see in the film wasn't even in the trailer sometimes. Right. They fake you out, which is great. I think that's brilliant.
I love it.
You don't want to give the movie the whole purpose of a trailer.
Give me the tone of the movie. Yeah,
give me the tone. Hype me up. That's the purpose of a trailer, to hype you up. Especially the first trailer right out the gate. Yeah. It's supposed to be like, wow, now I'm interested. And then the other trailers kind of give you different angles, and then they give you 1 second more of a scene, and you're like, oh, cool, whatever. But yeah, I love the trailer. I can't wait. Next month, it's going to be great. It's just in the back of my mind, man, it's unfortunate that a lot of these people aren't coming back, and a lot of these people are uncertain, except for obviously Gal Gadot, Ray Fisher as Cyborg, we don't know what his fate is. He had a fallout with
I mean, just to make it clear, I mean, all this stuff that we're watching is not like they just reshot anything, right? This is all stuff they had in the vault, right?
Right. What they did was add an extraordinary amount of special effects and post-production to a lot of the shots that were in the film that originally done. And the tone of the film is going to be different. I can already tell. The pacing, obviously, it's going to be a lot more. Obviously, with 4 hours, there's going to be a lot more character development.
I was going to say, I'm. That's the only thing that's kind of got me is this whole 4 hour thing. Sitting down for 4 hours, this thing better hold my attention all the way up to credits.
Well, if you think about it, one of the many reasons why this was a thing was Ray Fisher, the guy who played Cyborg. After the movie was out for a year or whatever. When they're already free, the NDA's over and they can say whatever they want.
Right.
He saw the writing on the wall and he was like, I'm unhappy with my part. Cyborg is an integral part of this movie because it's Apocalypse tech. It's tech from that Apocalypse, and he's made out of that.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So again, he is a central part of this movie. So the fact that in the original movie he was barely in that movie. He was in it, but it was so small,
right?
That you can tell
it didn't matter.
Frustrations. Yeah, it didn't matter. His frustrations. It's Cyborg is one of the coolest characters
in
the Justice League,
right?
And his role was just shrunk. So, and there's a lot of stuff going behind the scenes behind that, but that's one of the many things that sparked this version. So I love it. I can't wait.
Same. Let's move on.
And the next topic is the Little Things review.
Ooh wee.
Oh man, let me. Let's go back to this. The Little Things. Now, let's get a little background on this movie.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, The Little Things. It's about a police officer. Kern County Deputy Sheriff Joe Deacon is sent to Los Angeles for what should have been a quick evidence-gathering assignment. Instead, he becomes embroiled in the search for a serial killer who is terrorizing the city.
Right.
This movie stars, as you can see, Denzel Washington, Rami Malek, whom you'll know from the Queen movie.
Yeah, good movie.
Jared Leto, again, we were talking about Jared Leto earlier, the Joker. And it has a couple of other good characters, Terry Kinney, Natalie Morales. It has a couple of characters here and there that a great supporting cast.
Yes.
So this movie was directed by John Lee Hancock, and he directed The Blind Side. He wrote The Blind Side, sorry. He directed Saving Mr. Banks with Tom Hanks. Oh my God. He directed The Rookie. He's been around.
Gotcha.
He's been around. He directed The Founder, Michael Keaton movie about the Ray Kroc, the guy with McDonald's.
Oh shit!
Have you seen that movie?
Yes.
Wonderful movie, crazy movie. He directed that. So this guy has definitely some pull. He has a nice little resume there.
Yeah.
So this released on January 29th.
Right.
It's about 2 hours and 8 minutes. And it released in theaters and HBO Max simultaneously.
Yep.
Now, before we get into the numbers, because the numbers are quick, I'm just reading off numbers.
Right.
Should I just get into the numbers real quick? Just read off some stats?
If you want to, yeah. Why not?
All right, let's just read out some stats. It opened in 2,171 theaters, and it opened to 4.7 million at the box office for the weekend. The highest grossing movie since the pandemic. During the pandemic.
Right.
It's been out for 17 days and 2 weeks and has already grossed $17,200,000 worldwide.
Sheesh.
That's about $1 million a day, a little under. I don't know the streaming numbers because
that's my one question is how does this equate with HBO Max? Does HBO Max throw in $5 million and then everything else is tickets?
What HBO Max looks for first, which was their original plan for releasing all these movies onto the streaming service, is has their subscriptions gone up?
Gotcha.
With Wonder Woman, it didn't meet expectations. With the Little Things,
it didn't.
It didn't.
Oh wow.
They didn't pull the people they wanted to pull in with Wonder Woman 1984. They did.
Right. Oh wow. They pulled me in.
Right. I know. And there's a lot of people like me that are already in for the original shows anyways. This was a plus.
Right.
So this one I'm not sure yet. We'll know soon. Once they officially, if it's something really good, they're holding it.
Okay.
They're holding it. But yeah, that's their first metric of success is how many people did we pull into this service.
Makes sense.
And let's talk about what we thought about the movie.
Yeah, let's get into it.
So what did you think?
I'm on the fence with it, honestly. Okay. I love Denzel Washington.
Right.
Big fan. I feel like every movie he's in, I have to see it. So as soon as I've seen him in this movie, I got to see it just because of the performance I know I'm going to see. Okay. And he delivered like normal. I don't think this was probably his best role or game-changing role, but he did his thing. The only thing that got me was just the pacing of the movie kind of got stagnant in certain areas, and then it kind of like you got to the peak, the whole scene,
right?
And then it just right after the whole scene, it's like, let's wrap it up, and I'm like, whoa. Yeah, I wanted a little more than that, just because of the mind games that Jared was going with. I just needed a little more. I mean, they answered some questions of why Denzel was so invested. They answered, they left it open. Spoiler alert: they left certain things open.
Yeah.
And that kind of reminded me of like an indie movie. Indie movies love. I don't know what it is with indie movies. But they just, if you watch a lot of indie movies, they just love the ending to be a question mark.
Yeah, open.
A artsy question mark, where you're thinking you're gonna get a sequel, but with most indie movies, you never get a sequel. So with this, I don't think we'll get a sequel. But like I said, I feel like this was a good movie for HBO Max. I don't think this was a good movie for the theater.
The numbers are.
But the thing is, the numbers are bringing it in because of Denzel, Rami, and Jared.
Right. A draw.
That's why the numbers are like that.
Box office draw.
If the pandemic wasn't a thing, I would have been in the movie theater sitting down watching this.
Oh, absolutely.
But
absolutely.
Leaving the movie theaters, I would have been like, oh, that could have been a Redbox.
Right.
That could have been an HBO Max.
Okay.
That could have been a Netflix. That's my review, pretty much my take of the movie. Not a bad movie. Not saying it's a bad movie. Just I feel like it. I'm not expecting an action movie. Don't get me wrong. I just felt like the characters just got washed. They were building the characters and the relationships, and then it just got washed too fast for me. I just felt like that interaction, maybe if it looked better on paper than what it did on screen. That interactions. Okay. Oh, I'll take you for that ride. Right. We get there, and then it's just a quick, and then what happens. That's my take. Okay. I'd love to hear your take on this, Lex.
The vibe of this movie, the build-up, was fantastic. I thought the characters were great. I love these dark crime thrillers. And you're right, it has some pacing issues, but I was okay with some of it because of the acting.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The acting was superb. I love it. Yeah,
that's why I was like,
I guess that's probably why I felt a little jaded, because I started feeling these relationships out.
Yeah,
and my mind started playing those. Oh, what's going to be next?
Yes,
and then
yes.
The credits was next.
Yeah, it's here. Here's one thing that you mentioned. You mentioned that scene with digging the holes. Prior to that scene, when they were building that scene, spoiler alert, you make sure you put this in the description. When they got there, I was thinking, damn, man, like I'm thinking 7. I'm thinking an opportunity for some craziness.
Same.
And it was like a whimper. It was like,
right.
And I was like, that's it.
I think that's what it was.
The ending, like everything was like great, and the suspense and the come on, man, get in the car, I'll take you. I'll take you. Get in the car. And I was like, don't get in the car, bro.
Dude, I was arguing with my girlfriend. I said, this ain't real. This is a dream. He's having a dream right now.
Yes.
I told my girlfriend, he's having a dream right now. There's no way he's getting in the car.
I'm putting myself in his position. I'm like, yo, I would not get in that car. I don't care if I have 3 guns, 4 guns. I don't know what this guy's going to do. And yeah, the ending was definitely left me hanging. Like I said, the acting was great. As a matter of fact, Jared Leto, he did a phenomenal job. Specifically, he got nominated for Golden Globe for Best Performance by an Actor in a Supporting Role, and he got nominated in the Screen Actors Guild Outstanding Performance in a Male Actor in a Supporting Role. Okay. So he did a phenomenal job. He wasn't too much. Remember, a lot of people just finished seeing this guy play the Joker more recently in Suicide Squad, and that was like a big thing. That's cool. But this role, he wasn't too much and he wasn't too little. He was just this creepy dude, man, that you don't trust. You just always got to keep an eye on him.
Right.
And it's at one point, you know, you're going through these movies and you're like, oh, you know, it can't be him. It's somebody else. They're going to do I'm waiting for the twist. It's Denzel.
The jigsaw twist.
Yeah, it's Denzel this whole time.
Right.
I was thinking, man, if they do that, I'm out.
I'm losing my mind.
Yeah, I'm losing my mind. This movie just killed me.
Right.
But it was like, oh, okay. They dug the hole. They got everything after the part that happened when the detective hit him. It's the little things, Jimmy. It's the little things, Jimmy. The part when he hit him with the shovel and spoiler alert, and the character died. I already knew right then and there. I was already thinking, you know, Denzel's gonna show up, bury the body. You didn't see shit. Get your story straight. Let's roll. Same thing I did last time.
Right.
Basically.
Right.
Same thing I did last time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is a repeat because he already knew the drill.
Right.
And even when he gave him the little beret, I already know. Nah, that ain't it.
I love that part when he said, hey, don't bring him up.
Yes.
He'll come out of that grave.
Yes. Yeah, like I said, the acting was superb. Denzel was superb. Rami Malek was superb. Jared Leto, all the supporting characters, the vibe, the music, the suspense was great. Had that ending been better, I think my review of this movie would have been definitely higher. I do recommend it.
Same.
I think for, like you said, for an HBO Max streaming movie, it's definitely worth your time.
For real.
It's one of the better modern thriller movies that we've had in a while.
Right. We haven't had something like this in a while.
Yeah. And it's a good watch. It's a good cast. You're definitely going to get your money's worth off the cast itself and production value. And there was a scene there that was a little Easter egg because it took me, I was so invested in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what time period it was until, because I started seeing all the cars and I'm like, damn, everybody's got these old ass cars.
Right.
What the hell's going on? And it wasn't until the convenience store when he went in and they had Mortal Kombat in the background, the original, that I said, now I know exactly what year it is. I know exactly what year it is because Mortal Kombat was out. And I was like, I told my wife, oh my God, I just remember this. This is not even 2020. This is not a 2021 movie.
No.
It's in the 90s.
It's a period.
And I was like, it was like 95 or something like that, 96. And yeah, man, that was a good little Easter egg, for me personally, seeing Mortal Kombat in there. But yeah, man, I mean, I thought it was fine, man. The ending, man. It's just
the scene when he went up in the apartment and the stress level, like dude called. Hold on, let me put that ticker on, man.
Yeah, put it on.
the dude said, "Hey, let me borrow your phone at the bar." Next thing you know, all hell breaks loose. All of LAPD is at this man's door. What kind of maniac thinks of that?
He is just. I knew he was gonna do something.
Yeah, and they don't have a warrant. I'm about to set him up. Who thinks of that?
I don't know.
That's crazy. And then when they were trailing him the whole day, I think, and he was messing with him. He brought him to the strip club. Yep. He was in the strip club for 12 hours.
Yep, chilling. He walks. Why is he walking? If he's got why is he taking a bus?
He's got a car.
He's got a car. Yo, he was like messing with him, and he had that walk, that slow ass.
Yeah.
My wife was like, "Man, is that all he has to wear? Did he ever change? Because he had the same clothes the whole movie.
He's been a maintenance guy his whole life.
Yeah, dude. Like that's all he wears to the club, to the grocery, at home. Right. Oh man, it was nuts.
And my question is, I guess, I mean, what do you think about that ending with the hair?
Yeah, beret. Yeah,
coming out of the. Obviously, it wasn't from.
I knew it wasn't from the guy's house. I knew it. We had nothing, honestly. And it was the crazy thing about this movie. We had nothing that was a for sure. This is the guy that killed these girls.
The thing in the ground, in the floor.
But I'm talking about from the movie's perspective, from a law perspective.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? From their perspective, they had nothing. I say we because I'm like there with them.
Right.
They had nothing to be like, for sure this is the guy. That would have been like, okay, what?
Right.
You're in there illegally, so that's out the window.
Right.
You can't do that. So what have you got? All you got is circumstantial evidence. The whole thing was circumstantial evidence, and it was crazy. It was crazy. But I enjoyed it. The ending, again, like I said, it went out with a whimper. Started with a bang, went out with a whimper. It was about.
I just didn't get it, man. I didn't get it. Dude took a vacation, and Denzel burnt all his shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at the end, they were looking for him, and they're not gonna find that guy.
Yeah, I mean, that killer's still out there.
that killer is, as far as they're concerned, that killer is still out there.
Right. Spoiler alert. You know, if you can't read below, spoiler alert. I mean,
yeah, big time. But yeah, man, that's all the little things in a nutshell for me.
Yeah, I like I said, just like I said earlier, if you have HBO Max or if you get HBO Max in time, because this is a 30-day, right? This is 30-dayer?
Yes. I think so. I don't know.
If you get it in the 30-day window, just press play on it, man. You got a late night, you and a friend, you and a girl, whatever, your wife. Check it out, man. It's a good watch.
It's definitely a good watch.
If you've seen it already, I mean, leave comments below. What did you think about it?
Yeah.
That's what I would like to see.
Definitely. Is this a because this is what, number 2 for the HBO Max slate? Number 1 was 84, right? Yeah, this is number 2.
Mm-hmm.
This is the second simultaneous release on HBO Max.
Yep.
The third one's right around the corner, which is
well, actually, the third one's already out, and
it is already out.
And that one's gonna be my movie of the week or suggested movie of the week.
Okay, go ahead. Well, that's where we're at.
That's where we're at.
Movie of the week.
Oh man!
Before we get out of here.
Movie of the week will be Judas and the Black Messiah.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's the
on HBO Max.
Yes.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
that was a good movie.
I haven't seen it yet because I think I'm gonna have trouble seeing that movie. Because I know the history, and it just.
Yeah. Like I said, it's obviously a history piece, period piece, based off of a true story.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know I was gonna feel that. Like I put it on, and I didn't think it was gonna have me like feeling what the hell was going on back then.
Can you imagine this in the theaters? Like straight up, no streaming, just straight up theaters.
Yeah. It was a moving piece, man. Good acting. Like I said, you got HBO Max is another one of them. Like, why not? Go ahead and press play on this one. Get it in, man. If you like, it's a good true story. The ending, if you know the actual story, you know the ending. It is what it is.
It is what it is, and it's this movie has brought up, obviously, dug up a lot of videos and documentaries that are now coming out on YouTube. So check it out. Once you see the movie, check it out. The algorithm, man, it's in there. If you type that in,
right,
Judas and whatever,
right,
you're gonna get all the stuff, all documentaries, even as much as like last week. It is Black History Month,
right?
So that definitely coincides with the movie and all the events happening.
Because I've heard about this story, I think from a docu-series on something else when it comes to the Black Panthers. Like
I heard about Huey P.
Right, which was just mentioned in like a blurb during a doc.
Right.
So when I actually started watching, I said, hold on. I started connecting the dots. I'm like, oh. So before we got to the end, I already knew what this was about. And I said, oh, shit.
Yes, it's a tough, like I said, it's a tough film. I am gonna watch it this weekend. Hopefully, I'm gonna make some time. I need to prepare myself because it's definitely.
This is not the little things. This is not 84. No. This is something
That
you got to be
happens.
mentally prepared for. And honestly, if you already going through a lot of mental stress,
don't watch this movie.
Don't watch this movie.
Don't watch this movie.
Right. Don't watch this movie yet.
Yeah, it's all about the timing and the climate that's happening right now. And I understand it definitely has to come out and do its thing.
If you ever watched The Help, have you ever watched any movies in that kind of vein? Then you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
You know, it's that.
Yeah, it's that.
That's
cool, man. Cool, definitely. I will check it out.
What you got?
I had to bring this movie up again. I know I've brought it up on the PSMBS pod, but I think it deserves, because I just saw it again the other day.
Okay.
Tenet, man.
Ooh, oh my gosh, I still haven't seen that yet.
Tenet. I saw this movie in the theaters.
Right.
During the pandemic when they opened back up. This was the first movie I saw. I've already seen another movie since, but movie's phenomenal, man. I mean, you talk about James Bond to the next level on steroids. I mean,
this is
just such a cool. Christopher Nolan's one of my favorite directors. I love his movies. Interstellar. I'm actually watching another movie of his, Dunkirk.
Okay.
I'm watching that, and that is a tough movie to see. Yeah. True story. Again, true story.
Right.
But yeah, Tenet, man, it's just so, you're gonna have to see it at least twice, just because it's that good. It's that good.
Okay, and I was gonna say, is it one of those things like if you miss one little thing, kind of throws you off?
No. You'll want to see it again because it's just so cool. Like the characters are so cool, and the payoff. That's what I call it. The payoff, which little things didn't have. The payoff of this movie is awesome.
Okay.
Like
that's what I'm waiting on.
Like this character right here, the character that John David Washington plays. Robert Pattinson's also in it, the new Batman. It has a phenomenal cast. It has, the usual Nolan, people. What's his name? The guy who played Alfred in Batman. I forgot, the name escapes me. Brain fart.
All right,
Michael Caine.
Got it.
Michael Caine is in this movie. He, Chris likes to use his people.
Right.
And
that's Hollywood, man.
Yeah, came out in 2020, man. Fantastic movie. If it wasn't for the situation we were in, this movie would be even bigger. It's 2 hours and a half.
I honestly believe that.
2 hours and a half. It is a blockbuster, 100%.
Do you know if it's on any streaming yet?
No, I bought it on Prime.
Okay, so I'll probably do the same.
Yeah, I bought it. It's worth it.
This is one of those movies I saw, and I'm like, this is one of those movies I knew if I was younger or closer to my dad, this is one of the movies me and my dad would sit down and watch.
Yep.
We watched like all the Mission Impossibles, all those movies in those kind of veins. We watch those movies together.
All right.
So this would probably be one of those movies, and I think that's probably why I haven't seen it yet, because I was like, damn, I wish I could go down there and watch this with them, but I'm probably gonna end up watching it up here in Orlando. So.
Yeah, super cool movie.
But definitely gonna have to check that out.
Cool. All right. We got Judas. We got two new movies: Judas and the Black Messiah, and Tenet.
Yep.
If you haven't seen those, check them out. Let us know what you think. Come back to the video. Post a little comment. Post a comment about the little things.
Yeah.
And let us know what you think, and maybe your suggestions for movie of the week.
Right.
That'd be cool. I want to get into some. I know there's a lot of gems out there that we haven't seen, but other than that, we are good to go. As always, thank you so much for joining us for Cinema and BS. This is RTX Lex with the almighty Trav himself, signing off. Cut.